was off the air. But there's some of our stories off the air. Literally, they can make a whole other show.
Behind the scenes.
Isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
So the question is here is very, very simple. Yeah. What career advice did your parents give you growing up? Yeah. Talk to us, because I feel like this is such a powerful conversation in the sense that many people ended up following their parents' advice.
Yes.
And it led them astray.
Yes.
Other people followed their parents' advice and they killed it. They made it big.
Yeah.
Right? So, Naila, maybe we can start with you. What sort of career advice did your parents give you when you were young? And did it work out for you, or you had to make some changes?
At least what I know is sometimes you don't know what your child wants to do in life. But how my parents empowered me, and I had very powerful aunties as well, by the way. I was brought up by this whole community. My mom specifically made sure that I read.
Right.
And that has had a huge impact on my career today, because I read when I was younger.
Very nice.
She bought me books every month, and I remember I used to look forward. She would buy me like almost 10 books when she gets paid. That was what I looked forward to. And she would buy me like a series of books, and that completely changed the trajectory of my career. And my father was the kind of guy who was all about confidence. You can't go to my dad looking down, looking fluffy.
Yeah, I like that.
And you can't speak to him like you don't have a proper... You have to project your voice. Speak well. We can't hear... No fluffing around.
Yeah.
We can't hear you. My dad was in politics. So he was very confident. And even if you don't know what you're saying, you have to be clear and people must understand you. So we had to have that discipline when we are addressing him. And that was training. All that was training all along.
Yeah.
You know, so we followed our passion. But in anything that you do, those were some of the things that I carry with me every time I go on air for my show Art of Living. Or if now, when I'm on radio right now, you understand? Or when I write in my articles on my column, those are things that every
snap! You have a column, by the way, in the Standard, isn't it?
Yes, Art of Living.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So those are things that you nurture your child. One of the things that I encourage parents to do is those soft skills are very important.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what they fall into, whatever it is that you want your kids to do, make sure that they are well read, give them the confidence, they can speak, they can articulate, and they're confident. That's it.
I like that, because one thing that my parents told me with regards to my career that's similar to yours, or how they prepared me, is of course the whole reading thing. Because my mom really spoke well. She had good communication skills. My dad as well. You know, it's funny, both of them actually. But specifically, I'm going to say something so nuanced. So my mom was, she made sure that my sister, ended up to be a scientist.
Oh, what?
She was very specific, because, my mom was a doctor.
Okay.
And she wanted my sister, she used to call my sister her gold.
Oh, my goodness. Oh,
but for me,
my
mom literally wanted me to follow my passion. And ever since I was young, I was so passionate about rugby, right? And then, of course, communication, right? So I ended up doing, not whatever I did wasn't that, on the path of communication or whatever, because I studied, IT, and business.
Yes.
But she was so passionate about, how I speak. And so she wanted me to read everything and anything. She also had like a bunch of books.
Okay.
Yeah. So the thing is that, so for most people who know my story,
yes.
So my real mom raised me till I was like 18.
Okay.
And then my auntie raised me from when I was 18 till now, right? So, but they had two different careers.
All right.
So it's interesting because my auntie has also raised me for a very long, like pretty much for like 15 years. The thing that I learned from my aunt though, and she kept on telling me, is Kevin, even if you're passionate about this whole media and content thing, she doesn't like media because she's in politics. Politicians hardly do like, unless they want to use them to push an agenda, but she doesn't like this whole journalist thing. But she told me never to ever be a small fry. She told me, Kevin,
go big
you
or
have
go
to be
home.
seen.
Yes.
You have to say it out as it is. Make sure you're seen. Make sure you're loud. Kind of like what politicians do.
I
right?
like that. I like
and
that.
then it's funny because my aunt, when she raised me, she wasn't so much about me actually applying to get like into a regular career like a 9 to 5. For her, it was about family connections and her network.
Okay.
But as much as she wanted to put me out there, she wanted me to be like a well-groomed man.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
That's-
it's a very interesting way of, hustling in this country.
it's commendable.
Because, it's funny because when you come from a background where you have a family name,
Yes.
you tend not to tie yourself to a specific job,
Okay.
but your value is in your social skills. You understand?
Yes.
So she didn't want me to thrive in a single place like an office. In fact, I'm so surprised that I've been at the Standard, for example, for 5 years.
Okay.
This was not the plan.
Okay. It means you love what you do.
Because I love what I do.
Yes.
But the plan was to have proper social skills and networking skills.
Okay.
And of course, just seeing where,
Where,
the
what
yeah,
life
all
will
these
throw at you.
tender manenos.
Yes.
So mine is very specific too. First of all, groom, you have to be very presentable, Kevin. You have to speak really well. You have to be very confident, but also follow your passion. So, that whole thing for following my passion really helped because rugby taught me so much, man. It's it taught me how to be consistent because you can't miss training. It also taught me the benefits of being strong. In Kenya, I learned when you speak well, when you're presentable and you look like you're strong, like you take care of yourself and your physique, people tend to put you on a pedestal.
True.
Especially
True.
for men.
Yes.
Like you have it all figured out.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So for me, social dynamics, real social dynamics, getting out there, developing a network, because I bet, I can promise you, I know many people, high status individuals.
Fantastic.
Yeah. And
Fantastic.
and that really helps. That really helps.
Yeah.
As opposed to just like I can never apply for a job.
I like the sound
I can
of
never.
that.
Like that's never gonna be it'll never be my strategy.
You're fortunate.
It's a strategy that many people have actually developed.
Yes.
And they've mastered it.
Yeah, because these days it's not about just sending applications and CVs. It's about building relationships. It's about consistency and excellence. As much as, yes, you had the privilege of knowing a couple of people in high level status, you are also excellent at what you do.
Thank you. Yes.
You're not just gonna be mediocre.
You have to bring something to the table. You need to know your value.
You must
know
what your value. What are you bringing to the table? Why should I pick you over somebody else?
Yeah.
And that's why I strongly believe, if our listeners are out there and you're looking for a job, if you're young or if you have a child, the most important thing is make sure whatever it is that they pick, that they're so good at it.
Yeah.
That they sharpen that skill, they sharpen whatever passion they're in, whatever that art is, to the point where when they look back, if I was given that chance again, I would not do it differently. I'll do it the same way.
I love that.
Because I've poured my all. If you're not doing if you're not pouring your all, just don't do it. Don't touch it.
It's interesting you put it like that because, the work, the job market is redefining itself.
Yes.
Employers hardly look at CVs. All these things that you send them to your profile,
Yeah.
If I own a business,
yes,
I'm an employer.
Yes.
You're my colleague, you're a director or whatever.
Yeah.
If there's a vacancy in my space,
yes,
chances are I'll ask you, Naila, do you know somebody?
I agree.
And then you're going to refer me to somebody.
Yes.
We'll be like, okay, fine. I'll look at the social media. They come through. I look at the, the lifestyle. Instantly, I'll just know this is the type of person I want in my company.
Yes.
But at the same time, there's a difference. Most people usually decide to follow their passion, and that's a big risk.
Yes.
You can decide to say, okay, I'm gonna be an artist. I'm gonna be like Bien.
Why is it a risk?
It's a risk because you either you're gonna make it big, and that takes time still.
Okay.
Or you're not gonna make it. We have many talented people who decided to follow their passion.
And the money will come.
The money takes time
to come, yeah.
At the same time, they're aging.
Yes.
They're still following their passion.
Yeah.
So for me, I feel like my parents, for me, I'm lucky.
Yeah.
For me, I was different.
Yeah.
And I have to be real.
Yeah.
But for me, I feel like the best approach,
yes,
if you're a parent, I think it's okay for you to tell your kid to follow their passion.
Yeah.
But at the same time, they also need to do something that makes money on the side. Just so that you need to make money, man.
And multitask.
So even if you work these two things, like your passion on the side and then a day job,
yes,
that would be the perfect way to approach this thing.
Yes, I agree. And also just a language and how do you make wealth? Something that most of us didn't learn when we were growing up. We follow our passion, our careers, but there's a discussion that parents leave out when you're bringing up your kid, how to make money. It is so powerful.
Financial
at the end of
education.
Yes. Financial education is very key.
Yeah.
So those are things that are so crucial for any parent when you're bringing up your kid. Remind them that at the end of the day, you must know how to create wealth.
Let's further this conversation when we come back. Naila and Kevin at Kev Matara.
At Miss Nailante.
What exactly, what sort of, hold on. There you go. So, what career advice did your parents give you, and did it play out the way they expected it? The way you expected? You're like, snap. I shouldn't have followed my dad's advice. You have to now study another course. Yeah, is that your story? Let's have an open conversation. 0719012600. Right now, it's 5:30.
The latest talk and greatest memories on SpiceFM.